A live look outside off the top tonight where, as you can see, people are taking it slow around the S-curve tonight in Grand Rapids, and it is all because of this. Take a look at a very colorful storm track live, and as you can see, freezing rain beginning to make its way across West Michigan right now. For that reason, we have team coverage for you tonight. Kyle Underwood and Chief Meteorologist Bill Steffen are tracking the system across our area. And in just a few minutes, Ryan Takeo will join us with some tips on your driving in the morning in winter weather. Right now, let's start things off with Kyle in the Tracking Center.
Hey, Larry. Yeah, we have rain coming down right now, hitting surfaces that are just below freezing in Grand Rapids. That's freezing rain. That's ice accumulating right now. Just stepped out in the parking lot. Things like handrails, people's car windshields that have been wiped off are coated with about 1/10 of an inch of ice. So if you hit a parking lot, untreated surface like your driveway, a sidewalk, it's going to be very, very slick here for the period of the next several hours. So I want you to be careful headed out tonight. Live view from Calvin College. Our sky cam here shows that traffic is moving along here very slowly. Now keep in mind, this is a 50-mile-per-hour highway where we're showing you this from our vantage point at Calvin College, and traffic obviously moving much slower than that. The reason? Freezing rain continues to fall, putting a light coating of ice on everything across West Michigan. Right now, temperatures downtown Grand Rapids over to Jenison and Hudsonville are sitting at about 30 to 31 degrees, which means despite purple or green here across Ottawa and Kent County, this is going to fall in the form of freezing rain. So we could pick up another several hundredths of an inch of freezing drizzle before this all winds down. Tracking that out to over the lake, it looks like we've got another hour and a half or so of freezing drizzle before this starts to wind down. Down here across southwest Michigan from Kalamazoo southwestward, temperatures have risen above the freezing mark, which means we're dealing with mainly rain now, and that's good news because we have seen some icing here, but that should start to wind down as the night continues. This freezing line is going to continue to push northward, and that means the freezing threat is going to decrease as we head toward daybreak. But I want to caution you, as you head north of I-96, this zone north of Grand Rapids will likely stay frozen until just after sunrise tomorrow, which means continued icing is possible across Montcalm, Newaygo, Mecosta, northern Ionia County, where we could be looking at some school cancellations or delays. So stay with us for daybreak, which starts at 4:30 tomorrow morning for the latest on that. Now, there is more icing on the way tonight. We just showed it to you on Storm Track Live. For more on that and the impacts, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Steffen.
Well, thanks. Here's a look at what we're looking at. First of all, icy roads overnight tonight. I think you're going to be seeing that, especially off to the north of Grand Rapids as we approach daybreak. Beware of dirt roads especially. They tend to hold the ice a little bit longer. The ground has been very cold around here. We've had a very cold week. And because of that, even if the temperature were to get a degree or two above the freezing mark, you can still have that icing, that ice holding down there on the road level. And watch out for parking lots and sidewalks here. We'll be seeing the ice melting pretty much for areas south of I-96, but certainly want to be careful in the morning and, like Kyle said, tune in to daybreak here. Here's a look at the amount of freezing rain that we expect across the area. We'll be seeing, this is what we've seen so far. Most areas less than 1/10 of an inch, though we've had a couple of reports of some isolated spots down along I-94 around Kalamazoo and Battle Creek that have about 2/10 of an inch of ice on some of the trees down there. As we approach daybreak, you don't see the numbers changing to the south, and that's because the precipitation will be in the form of rain late tonight as temperatures climb above 32. If you're north of Grand Rapids, you'll still pick up some freezing rain overnight tonight, and especially once you're getting up toward Greenville, Fremont, and northward, there certainly could be some ice there to contend with during the early morning hours. We've also had reports of some lightning and thunder, a couple of lightning strikes near Rockford High School and also down along I-94 between Kalamazoo and Van Buren County as well. Watch daybreak in the morning for the latest on road conditions, any schools closed, and an update on the forecast.
Well, as Bill mentioned, our winter weather coverage will continue. It begins at 4:30 on daybreak. Storm teammates Laura Velasquez will be joining them in the tracking center. She'll be here all night watching the radar. And the daybreak team will be checking, of course, as Bill mentioned, the road conditions overnight and all morning long, so you know what to expect when you head out the door tomorrow. We'll also have the latest school and business closings for you online and get them as they happen at woodtv.com and, of course, on air again beginning at 4:30 on daybreak.